Hi, Lindsay from Organize Your Online Biz, and let's talk about conditional formatting. So what I want to show you is something that's fairly simple. This is going to be one of the easiest kind of conditional formatting that you can do, but there's lots of different things that you can use conditional formatting for. I'm just going to show you a basic one, just so that you can kind of get your feet wet and try her. So this is a simple task tracker that I have in my membership. And what I want to show you is how to make it so that this date, which is now in the past, highlights when it's now in the past. So if I put in a future date, you'll notice that it doesn't highlight. So I want only to show things that are overdue, basically, to highlight, to alert me that this is overdue and I should have done it already. Now, in the cell that you want to add conditional formatting to, highlight it, or just, click it, go to Format and go to Conditional Formatting. This one's already set up, so I'm going to just show you how, or show you what it looks like. So in here, this is my cell range. So E5 to 25. So E, row 5. Let's move this little thing out of the way. Row 5, all the way down to row 25, which is my whole table. There's a whole bunch of different rules that you can have. So whether something is empty, contains certain text, this is what I'm saying, there's lots of options, right? You can have it that the text is exactly something. So let's say you have a pull down box in it like this and it's low, medium, and high. You can note that every time high is selected, it would highlight a certain color or the words would change to a different color. There's several options and I'll show you that in a second. But in this case, we're going to go with less than. And then in here, we're going to put in a formula which is equal to today. So the formula for today is equals today, bracket, bracket. So you're just doing open bracket, close bracket, okay? And that's today's date. So it knows that today is, I guess, the 24th of June. So everything before the 24th of June is going to highlight, and anything that's after, because it hasn't happened yet, is going to not highlight. Now, right here I have it as coloring this kind of blue color, which is part of my business brand colors, but you can color it any color you want. I can make it red to be really jump out and be like, this is overdue. I can change the the numbers to be different. So in this case, you'll see that where it's not highlighted red, the numbers are actually black, and I already had it set so that they are white here, but I could make them yellow, right? I could make it italic, underlined, right? And then I can just say done. This is going to apply to the whole section. So everything from E5 to E25, okay? And that's a simple way to do conditional formatting. Now, I'm going to show you what I was talking about with the low, medium, high and choosing exact text. So I'm going to highlight this one cell, or I'm going to highlight all of them. So I can highlight all of them. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I'm just going to highlight them all. And I'm going to go to Insert, Format, Conditional Formatting. And I'm going to say that this is the text is exactly, and I'm going to say medium. Now, you'll already see that this is green, and so this is already highlighting green, so I already know it's working. But let's pick something different. So I'm going to say it's going to highlight pink. I want the writing to be yellow. No, I don't want. I think I'm just going to leave it at black, so that's readable. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and say done. Now, every time I choose medium, it's going to be that pink. But if I choose anything else, it won't be. So it only notes the medium ones. And in this case, it still only notes anything that is before today's date. Okay? So that is as simple as it gets in terms of adding conditional formatting. However, it can be a lot more difficult. But honestly, just go ahead and play with it. Grab something, go to conditional formatting, add a rule, and you can go ahead and choose anything here. You can have specific date. The date is before a certain day. So in my case that I was talking about here, I want that date to change. So I want it to be today. If you have, I always want to know what is before the end of the year, so December 31st, for example, then you could say date is before December 31st, 2025. Greater than, so again, if it's a certain number, or in this case, date wouldn't work, so date would be after. But if you're, let's say you're a teacher and you're grading marks and you want to know everyone who got above 80%, for example, you could say greater than, and then it would be 80%. So there's a bunch of different options here. And then you can do a custom formula, but that's definitely for a different video. So give conditional formatting a shot. It really helps to visualize things that you want to see. So in my case for here, I want to know what is overdue, and that's been, the big push for me. Hence why I have the conditional formatting. So give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. And if you're interested in any of these spreadsheets, or in this spreadsheet in particular, it's in my membership, but I have many, many other spreadsheets that are um, meant for organizing your online business and now your personal life as well. So thank you very much, and click the subscribe button below.